go because it was top 4 through. So an interesting approach, I think, to really go for it like that. We know it's going to be a long week. It's going to be a hot week. So an interesting tactic, but a race win nonetheless as we go to Heat 2 now.
Aussies Moore and Kennedy Everett, then the fast Moldovans in lane 5 next to them, the Swedes in 3, the Belgians moving quickly 2, that's the Brunei double, quite slow off in the middle that I missed there, sorry, and Tweller and Breuning, perhaps the favourites to finish first in this heat from the Netherlands over on the far side. The Brunei double, Abanki and Al Hassan.
And great to see Brunei here with a few crews, actually. This is a new combination, so fantastic work through the World Rowing Development Program, bringing new countries into these important Olympic and Paralympic qualifying events.
Yeah, we're seeing the whole race. It does look like Netherlands still up at 44, and this double has really come into its own through the second part of this season, third in the Euros in Bled, but of course that win in Lucerne, which you commentated on, Sarah. And the Olympic silver medalists are in fine form. Many people's favourite to take the gold here after that performance in Lucerne, but you never know with the Croatians, who will have gone back, licked their wounds, and hope to find a way to beat the Dutch. High rate of striking from the Dutch. And on this near side, the Australians. Now, what are the Australians doing there so early on?
Yeah, so really interesting, Mart. So this is a new combination, Harley Moore and Cormac Kennedy Leverett. Cormac was in the quad that placed 4th at World Cup 3. Harley was in the double that came 9th at World Cup 3 and 4th at World Cup 2. So they're actually being coached by Lyle McCarthy since the World Championships, but Lyle's wife had a bit of a health scare, so Lyle's gone home and the crew has been looked after by Rhett Aliff for the last couple of weeks, the men's head coach. So best wishes to Lyle and to his wife Liz, who I'm sure are watching, and hope that you're enjoying the racing here, and hopefully the guys can get that all-important qualifying position through this heat.
So the Moldovans took 7th place in Lucerne, of course 5th in the Worlds last year. Really fantastic to see a double from Moldova do so well in the 2022 World Championships, and they have a useful overlap on the Netherlands, who are out in front on that far side. Belgian, we haven't mentioned them, Van den Busche and Andries. They've been a really fast double, under 23 champions back in Varese. Tristan Van den Busche, we're looking at, I think, no, we're looking at the Belgians there. Van den Busche, handy score, 5:51 on the indoor ergo for the 2K test. And Aaron Andries won the Belgian championships, I think, held in Pierre-Luco. But there's the leading double.
Yeah, this wonderful double of Melvin Tweller and Stefan Breuning, silver medalists from the 2020 Olympic Games, and back together this season, taking the World Cup, as you said, in Lucerne, Mart, which I was commentating along with Greg Searle, and a bronze medal at the European Championships.
They look really punchy. It's kind of Simon van Dorp in the Dutch men's single came down at 38 strokes a minute. I mean, what are the Netherlands at now? 40 strokes a minute, and it looks kind of easy on the way forward. It doesn't look rushed so much. But the Dutch crews, the scullers, seem, from Francesco Fossi, their coach, seem to be rated really quite high.
Yeah, rating high, quite upright, pretty unfussy sort of style of rowing, but they have clear water here over Moldova.
Yeah. Moldovans with those white caps on, showing the sort of form that took them to an A final place, which will, if they can repeat that, I mean, that will be incredible for them, because they will be able to qualify directly for the Olympics from the World Championships. 11 boats will qualify for the Olympics from the men's and women's doubles. So we're looking at the race for second, third and fourth place. You can see the trail of puddles for the Netherlands as they come up to 1,500 metres past those lovely cafes on the far side. There they are out in front. The Moldovans determined not to be intimidated by the Netherlands. We just missed the Netherlands go through the 1500, but the Moldovans went through in seconds, and then Sweden's. I don't know what Sweden are doing up there. That's an amazing skull from them.
Jonas Richter and Hugo Nerud coming through in third, behind, as you say, Netherlands, Moldova. And sitting in that fourth qualifying position at this stage, it is Belgium.
And it's interesting for Sweden because Jonas Richter, the 25-year-old, I mean, one of the things he mentioned on his form was that the challenge he faced this year was doing full-time work and training, you know, and so I know they would have been in full-time on training camp, but for the Swedish to be up there in a good qualifying position is a great result if they can sustain it.
Quite impressive at this level to be this competitive and working full-time and training around it as well, Mark. We know that a lot of these athletes would be more or less full-time athletes and training 3 times a day, 6 days a week, and not able to fit in work around that, so quite impressive.
Yeah, well, I think Steph Broiding's come back into full-time training. I don't think he was in 22, but the doubles are coming up to the finish now, and there is pretty much an ocean of water between the Dutch and the Moldovans. The Netherlands will come up to the finish line. There they are. That's our finish line camera. Great job done. Netherlands are on fire here. I think it's going to be Netherlands and Australia to really push Britain for top nation at these championships. Moldova qualify for the quarterfinal in seconds. In third, that is Sweden. And then I think it's the Belgians, Van der Busche and Andries, in fourth place. Just wait for confirmation on those little finish posts there, if we're going to get that. Yes, it is Belgium in fourth place. It'll be interesting to look at the Netherlands.